Okay, I think this is ignited. Is it almost time?
Yes, on the second.
Carlos said he was coming, but they had really big rains on the island here in Spain, and so I don't know if he's got internet connection or not, or if he's shy, or what's happening. I should probably check and see if he said anything to me, just in case. No. Well, I think we're good to go, right?
Yes.
As always, give me a second. As always, we start with our incense offering. By the way, welcome to this month's Fusatsu ceremony. It's officially spring, and it's a wonderful opportunity to get together, to be reminded of the precepts, to recite them together wholeheartedly. Bow as much as you can, or as your body allows. Chant as much as you can, or your environment allows. Shoshin, you can just chant on the inside. And other than that, this is the regular incense offering, and then we're just going to go through the entire ceremony. Just follow along. Okay. So I think everyone is familiar with the ceremony, mostly. If not, this is a pretty straightforward thing. We begin by atoning, chanting the verse of atonement together. Then we invoke the presence of the Buddhas by paying homage. Then we purify ourselves using water and the leaf. If you brought water and leaf, awesome. If not, I have water and leaf for you, all the way from Spain, Mediterranean water and leaf. And then we go straight into reciting together all of the precepts, wholeheartedly. So let's begin. The great precepts. The great precepts of Gautama Buddha were kept by all Buddhas. They were transmitted from Buddha to Buddha, and they were received by ancestor after ancestor. Our great master, Gautama Buddha, transmitted the precepts to Master Mahakashyapa. Master Mahakashyapa transmitted the precepts to Master Ananda. And the transmission of the precepts has continued in this way, passing from orthodox successor to orthodox successor in one line. Now we reaffirm our commitment to the precepts, to return the profound benevolence of Gautama Buddha. We trust this to be the true reception of Gautama Buddha's wisdom and life. Respectfully following the approval of Gautama Buddha, we would like to devote ourselves to the precepts, beginning with atoning for past misdeeds. The verse of atonement.
All harmful acts, words, and thoughts, ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. All harmful acts, words, and thoughts, ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. All harmful acts, words, and thoughts, ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. Homage to the 7 Buddhas of the past. Homage to Shakyamuni Buddha, a person of this earth. Homage to Miroku Buddha, symbol of hope for the future. Homage to Monju Bodhisattva, symbol of great wisdom. Homage to Fugen Bodhisattva, symbol of great activity. Homage to Kanzeon Bodhisattva, symbol of great compassion. Homage to the successive generation of ancestor bodhisattvas.
So now that we've atoned and we've invoked the presence of the Buddhas, it is time for purification. So if you brought water and a leaf, we use that. Carlos, you have enough water. It's fine. We're just going to use the water to sprinkle ourselves 3 times. You know, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. We like our 3s. You don't need to re-dip. Just go once, twice, 3 times. I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3. Water cleanses, and that's the point. And it's sort of a symbol for our preparing the mind to be present and attentive and clean to receive the precepts and their meaning. So you're now purified and ready to listen to the precepts, whether you've committed to them formally, whether you're pondering, which is a lovely aspiration. Either way, they are extremely useful. So I think the majority of you were here this morning for Zazenkai. Some of you weren't. The topic of the morning was on and off the cushion. So what I meant by that was, you know this expression that we always throw around of take Zazen off the cushion. Take Zazen into daily life. So this morning I sort of touched a little bit on why that's not such a small statement as we make it to be sometimes. We tend to think take Zazen into day-to-day life means something like be present, be mindful, be aware. But there is so much more involved when it comes to the actual sitting of Zazen. And this morning I went through just 2 simple examples, not simple at all. The entirety of the 4 noble truths that the Buddha taught are embodied within our sitting. And that includes the Eightfold Noble Path at the end. All of it is embodied. And the Eightfold Noble Path at the end has, I don't know how familiar you are with it, but there's all of these, 8 different actions or qualities. 3 of them pertain to what is called sila, or ethics or morals. And that would be obviously right action, right speech, right livelihood. And if you think about these 3, the precepts are contained within. You can consider our 16 Bodhisattva precepts or the Buddha's original 5 precepts, which were the same ones as our first 5. No killing, no stealing, no lying, no sexual misconduct, and no intoxicants. But all of the precepts are included in what the Buddha said was the actual solution to suffering. He said, I sat under that tree and I realized suffering is real and there's a cause. Don't look outside of yourself, neither for the cause or the solution. Here is the solution, here's the cause. It's in your hands. And he gave this Eightfold Noble Path, which obviously, if you start to break it down and apply it to different situations and contexts, it includes the precepts. So the precepts technically help us live a life that's free of suffering. Now we can elaborate on what suffering means within a Buddhist context. It doesn't have to do with, pain or us being sad or even depressed sometimes. It's a much more complex idea. But we come here every month and we get together and we recite the precepts and we talk about the precepts, and it's a never-ending sort of wheel that we're on. And that's because the precepts are as wide, as big, as tall, as long, as however you want to measure them, as our own lives. Every single moment of existence of our life is somehow not outside of the precepts. And so, when the Buddha said, you are the cause of your own suffering, And you are the solution to your own suffering. He was talking about responsibility. And the precepts are responsibility. Whenever our inclination is not the right one, whenever our inclination is not kindness, compassion, generosity, whenever our inclination is tainted by this deluded mind of ours that clings and grasps to pleasures and senses and concepts and formations, the precepts are there for them to reach for them and say, how can I use this to not act foolishly? The precepts are responsibility. This very moment in which we are right now is the blossoming of our actions and causes and conditions from before. Right? It could be further away in the past. It could be recent. My decision to put on the robes and walk into this room made it so that we're here now. And your decision to put on the rakusu and come. It's a product of your karma, of your volitional actions. And because of that, sometimes we end up in the worst possible situations. But we're not at the mercy of the situations. We have this amazing ability of influencing our experience in this very moment of whatever's happening. I can't change the past. So whatever's happening to me right now as a product of someone's bad decisions, my own bad decisions, causes and conditions in the universe, I can't change the past, but I can change the way I interact with it. And the precepts are useful for that. They're a tool for us to take charge and put in place ourselves the causes that lead to a better life. A peaceful life, maybe. So I think they're important enough for us to come back to them every single month, to remind ourselves why we felt the need to ask our preceptor to bestow the precepts on us, why we wanted to take these vows of a bodhisattva, or why we should want to engage with this. Remember, the precepts are in the Eightfold Noble Path. The Eightfold Noble Path leads to cessation of suffering. They're a good thing. So on that note, I will leave that for reflection. I hope I made sense. And I'm going to hit these clappers and we're going to move into reciting the precepts together. Recite them in your heart, in your mind, if possible with your mouth, with your voice, and try to get to the essence of them. All you disciples of the Buddha, join your palms in reverence and listen wholeheartedly. I would now like to articulate the preface to the great precepts of the Buddhas. If the members of the assembly will quietly listen, and they know that they have done wrong, they will atone. If they atone, then they will be at ease. If they do not repent, their wrongdoing will grow more grievous. Those who have done wrong are silent. And because of their silence, you should know that they are all purified. Worthy monks, laymen, laywomen, and all the rest, listen well. In this difficult age, when the lifetime of the Buddha sometimes seems distant, you should revere the Pratimoksha. The Pratimoksha is none other than these precepts. When you observe these precepts, it is like darkness meeting with light. It is like someone poor attaining a treasure. It is like someone who is ill being healed. It is like a prisoner being released from his chains. It is like a traveler who is able to return home. You should know that these rules are the great teacher for this assembly of people, no different from the presence of the Buddha in the world here and now. Thoughts of fear are difficult to produce. Unwholesome thoughts are difficult to give rise to. Therefore, a sutra says, do not trivialize minor misdeeds as if they're not problematic. Drops of water, although tiny, will gradually fill a large basin. A single instant of wrongdoing can lead you to fall into a hell of uninterrupted suffering. Once you lose your human body, you may not get another one for 10,000 kalpas. Just as a galloping horse, one's physical strength will not remain. The transience of human life goes beyond the mountains and seas. Even if something remains for the duration of one day, it will be quite difficult to hold on to it tomorrow. Members of the assembly should each energetically advance their own minds. Be careful not to be lazy, negligent, drowsy, or arbitrary. In the evening, you must gather your thoughts and focus them firmly on the three treasures. Don't take as being a waste of time the effort to deepen your repentance for those of later generations. Members of the assembly, each of you, in your own minds, should carefully rely on these precepts. Discipline yourselves in the practices that accord with the Buddha's teachings. Let us recite the precepts. Today, I reaffirm my commitment to seek as I can in this body and life to avoid doing harm, to seek as I can in this body and life to live in a healthful and helping way, doing good, to seek as I can in this body and life to live for the benefit of all sentient beings, to seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from the killing of life, to seek as I can in this body and life to live in generosity and refrain from taking that which is not given, to seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from misusing sexuality and all desire, to seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from false and malicious speech, to seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from intoxication in its many forms, to seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from unconstructively criticizing the errors and faults of others, to seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from praising oneself and judging others, to seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from stinginess in bestowing the Buddhist teachings and all precious things, to seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from all anger, to seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from disparaging the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha.
I take refuge in Buddha. May all living beings embody the great way and give rise to the highest aspiration. I I take refuge in Dharma. May all living beings enter deeply into the sutras, the ocean of wisdom. I take refuge in Sangha. May all living beings support harmony in the community, free from all hindrances.
The Bodhisattva vows.
To save all sentient beings, though beings numberless. To transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible. To perceive reality, though reality is boundless. To attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable. I vow to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless. To transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible. To perceive reality, though reality is boundless. To attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable. I vow to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless. To transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible. To perceive reality, though reality is boundless. To attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable.
Abiding in this ephemeral world, may we exist in mighty water with purity like a lotus. Nothing escapes the boundless mind. Thus we bow to Buddha. Buddha nature pervades the whole universe. Reality existing right here now. In reaffirming our commitments to the precepts, we dedicate our sincere efforts to Shakyamuni Buddha, Honored One, the historical Buddha and teacher, to the all-pervading and everlasting three treasures, to all arhats and bodhisattvas, mahasattvas, and their relations throughout the Dharma worlds. May we all realize and live the enlightened way together.
All Buddhas throughout space and time. All Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Maha Prajna Paramita.
Thank you very much. Fantastic, wonderful to be able to do this together. Let me come closer. I'm always so far away from you all. I'm very grateful that you came here today, that you made it, that you made time for this. Take the precepts with you, whether you've taken them formally or not. Chew on them. Let them, give out their flavor. And we'll see each other next month to do this all over again, because why not? It never stops. The thing about the wheel, with the Dharma and the Enzo and all that. There you go. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate all of you. Go be good people and be happy. There you go.
Bye. Thank you.